time. This has been set by Medicare and Medicaid, so you have to have those demographics in there in order to get the incentive, because that question does come up in your core measures. So if you're having a situation with that, we will be happy to walk you through it and let you know what you might be missing. I have another question that just came up. Is the AMC report, is the denominator Medicare patients only or all patients? I think I understand what you're asking. If you're asking, is it going to pull all Medicare patients, you can break down the report by insurance, but it's best to count all of your Medicare patients. Actually, they want to see all of your patients in there. So your total number of patients, because this is for the entire EHR, so you want to include all of those people. Now, if you just want to see all your Medicare patients, then yes, you can break it down. But I contacted Medicare personally, and they told me that they want to see your entire population in eMedical Notes. So it'd be best just to run that report. Do not break it down. Just run that report by 90 days, whichever 90 days you choose, and then that will be your denominator and numerator. Okay. I have another question. We would like to see some roadmap regarding each requirement for incentive, how to enter info, how to get data out, and what way we can start working. We will go over that at a later date. Right now, this webinar was just to get you started. You have once you get started, you will see just how much work is involved in, just the registration and testation process. So actually, before you even started testing, there are things you need to go over as a practice before you even get started in eMedical Notes. What I mean by that is, if there's something that you're missing, which is when you do your calculator and you get your results, and if there is a measure that you are missing out on, if it's giving you a red mark on that, then you need to gather your clinical staff and your provider and let them know that there are steps that are missing. So that's why we decided to go this route right now for you guys, so that you will know just how much is involved in getting the process started. So once you get all that ironed out and you get everybody on the same page, then we will kind of give you those steps on how to put that, in accordance to eMedical Notes and get those measures into those reports. But right now, just practice on it. Get through the steps on the registration, get through the calculator, and then if there's something missing, give us a call, and then we'll work with you guys on that and probably do another webinar at a later date. In the automated measures report, what makes up the demographics measure? Those are all, again, in the front of the chart in your demographics. When it asks you for the race and those types of questions, you're going to have to start recording that. So if you go to the front of the chart and hit edit and go in there, then that is where you're going to have to record all of those. If you have any questions, any more questions about how to get that in there, give us a call here. You can call me directly if you would like, and I can walk you through where to go on there. I have another question. At some point in time, will we be going over each category on the automated measures count report to know what areas of the chart are used to calculate film? Yes, that is our goal, to go over that next. We just want to get you started on registering, just because there's so much information out there, and then we will go over that later. But if you have any questions pertaining to that, if you've already moved past that, for instance, then you can give me a call and I will help you out with that. I have another question here. Just to clarify, we cannot start the meaningful use until we have had version 3.0 for 90 days. Yes and no. Medicare does not require you to actually be on a certified EMR as far as answering the questions. Like, for instance, if you were on another system and they already had all of the measures in there but weren't certified yet, for instance, the medical notes, if we had implemented your EHR and it had all of the core measures in there for you, but we weren't actually certified yet, we were going through the process, you could start your 90 days then. I hope that makes sense. But we did not roll any new measures out as far as I'm concerned. We had not rolled any out before we became certified. So yes, you would have to be have ESA, implement that for you, and then you can start your 90 days from that point on. So, for instance, if we upgraded you today, then you would go from today's date and go 90 days out. I hope that makes sense. I had a question. Do we need to have eMedical Notes billing software to get started? No, you do not. This is strictly all the EMR. So if you have our updated version of the EMR, whether you had it pre or post our certification date, then you can start your 90 days from whenever you had those measures into eMedical Notes. So no, you do not have to have the billing module. How can you find out when you were updated? You can look up in the left-hand corner of your software page. Look up in the left-hand corner. If it says eMedical Notes 3.0, then you are on the new system. Someone was asking if you could have someone come to the office and help with this. eMedical Notes cannot do that at this time. I mean, we can answer questions like we're doing now. You can give us a call, but there is, certain companies you can contract out, in other words. So if you want more information on that, please give me a call here at the office, or if you have any more questions about that. Medicare does allow for you to contract someone out to do this. Someone's asking, how does the report register if patient education was given out? Again, you may want to give us a call on that one. There's a specific spot where you can record that. So you may want to give myself or Issa a call on that one, and we can walk you through where to go so that can record for you. Okay, I have a question here. Someone's asking, would the physician be eligible for incentives if they perform tests only and do not perform any E&M services? That is actually not determined by eMedical Notes. Again, it's going to go by the measures. So if there's something missing, they will let you know if they need more information. Does that necessarily mean they're eligible? I'm not sure. You may want to check out the CMS website, or you can give them a call directly and ask them that question. They probably would be the best, people to ask that question. So again, go through the calculator on that particular physician is what I would do, and see if they're hitting all of those points. Yeah, I have another question here. If the physician bills under more than one provider, do you combine reports to get the AMC results? I'm going to have to say that's kind of a yes or no question. If your provider are seeing their own patients, for instance, if you have let's say you have two providers in the office and they each have their own patients, then they both are eligible. If you have if the first physician is the main physician and that other one is seeing patients, just seeing his patients, then no. That would just go under the whole practice under that one doctor. So that's why I said that's a yes and a no question, because that could go either way. Again, if they both have their own separate sets of patients that they see, then they both are eligible. If the other provider is just seeing those patients, just helping that doctor out, then no. I have a question here. Someone's asking, what is timely access and where do we input or get this info? Give Issa a call here at the office and he can walk you through that one. Again, that's another one where you're going to have to know where it goes. So give him a call and he can walk you through that one. Someone's asking, after you register, you need to fill out, do you have to fill out the 15 core measures questions before going on? You do not have to fill out any questions in the registration. The registration is just getting you registered. As someone said earlier, yes, that is the easier part of this, is just getting registered. After that comes the hard part, when you actually have to meet your meaningful use. So you may want to go to the educational materials section on that website. Go through the calculator first. Run your report in eMedical Notes by your 90 days, and then just put all of those answers into that calculator. Once it gives you your answer at the end, then you will know which ones you need to work on. Because you may be meeting everything, but if not, then you need to have a sit down with your clinical staff or your providers and let them know what you're not meeting, and then go on from there and give us a call, and then we can all go from there. I have another question. If not done in 90 days, is there an extension? I do not know of an extension, but you can start over. That's actually a good question. I do not know of an extension, but yes, you can start over. But the catch is you have to start over with a different 90 days. It doesn't have to be a total 90-day, continuation. What you would do is